Welcome to WYCD Wicked That Stands for What You Can Do. It's your old pal Jake, and you know what? I'm doing a pretty abridged show right before the Letter Hack goes live with an interview that I've been wanting to see for a while. It's the interview with the fella that's working on Unico, classic anime. Fantastic. Just he's been talking about it. Sounds interesting, but here's the deal. Want to talk to you all about Dark Brandon's last ride. I heard somebody recently say that they were under the impression that Joe Biden resigned. Joe Biden did not resign. Joe Biden said he's not running for president anymore. That means that he has right now an opportunity that you really only get when you are finishing your second term. He gets it at the end of his first because it's going to be his only term as president of the United States. He can do whatever he wants without worrying about getting reelected. He's shown some strong progressive tendencies in very specific areas. Foreign policy, no. But we have, fortunately, Kamala Harris taking over the reins, it would appear. For example, she chose not to attend when Netanyahu is going to come speak to the bloodthirsty, genocidal motherfuckers of America. Kamala Harris said, I'm going to sit that one out. Boy, that's a strong signal. But Joe Biden has been good domestically. And it just so happens that some of the stuff he could do on his way out the door would be pretty darn effective. He could just say that the U.S. government, they do an emergency order, U.S. government is going to buy up, not cancel, but buy up all of the accumulated student debt that's out there. They could say, yeah, no, nobody can sue and say, oh, we need the money. It's going to get paid for. We're going to pay for it, the U.S. government, because we, the U.S. government, said you ought to go to school and pay these insane rates for it because you'll make that money back on the other end. And that turned out to be a lie. So we, the U.S. government, are not going to make the U.S. people suffer for that. We're simply going to pay for it with some of this billionaire money. We're going to tax billionaires. That's how we intend to pay for it. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. That's Kamala's problem. Me, Joe Biden, I'm just going to say the U.S. government's picking up the bill on this. That's the kind of stuff he could do. The kind of stuff he might do. We'll see. Because I want to get to the Unico creator, or rather, not creator, but the person picking up the reins on it, we're going to skip the whole Beau of the Fifth Column segment. I'll just tell you this. There's links in the description. You want to find out about a candidate. You want to know how they voted and who paid them to vote which way. That's available through two links in the description. Vote Smart tells you how they voted. Open Secrets tells you how they paid for it. Also mentioned in the linked Beau video is Ballotopedia. I don't think that's a very useful tool for my tastes. Not because it doesn't have the information you need, but because it is so difficult to navigate. I use it frequently, and I could not give you a tutorial on how to use it. It's mostly trial and error. Oh well, there's two links in there that do work. Now you know. Let's watch a huge moment for Democrats. In fact, it's such a huge moment that I feel the need to record it separately. One of the advantages to changing horses mid-race is that you get things like the first speech given by the new candidate. We, for some reason in this country, in the United States of America, we, for some reason, Even though our attention spans are about 5 minutes long, we run elections for like a full year. 1/4 of the president's whole term. A full year before the actual election. So, it's a good thing when, well, let me try that again. A full year before the election, and people tend to get bored. The average folks stop paying attention to this stuff. So it's a good thing when you have suddenly all eyes on one of the candidates. Kamala Harris gave her first speech recently, or today, I should say. She gave her first speech since she was endorsed by Joe Biden, since Biden dropped out and endorsed her for president. Let's have a look. Open up, gang.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Can we just give it up again for my husband?
Doug Emhoff, easiest job in the universe coming up. First gentleman.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call. And we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us. And we do. Everybody here does.
It's mutual.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching you, kid. I'm watching you, kid. I love you.
All right. Off to a great start. Good vibes all around. Nice to have that starting off. Here's the deal. What I'm really looking for, what I want to see, is Kamala Harris laying out why Donald Trump is bad and Democrats are good. It's that simple. Because this is happening within the context of a bunch of Americans recently giving polls saying they weren't gonna vote for the Democrats. That's insane. Anybody who is right now voting for or planning to vote for anything other than the Democrat, genuinely does not understand what's going on. I say that with, I suppose, all due respect, which is very little, but not trying to pick a fight here. I'm just telling you the truth. If you're voting for Trump, it's because you don't understand who Trump is or what Republicans are. Or if you're so angry at Democrats that you're planning to not vote or to vote a third way, you don't understand truly what's at stake in the upcoming election. I'll say this with a caveat. If you're planning to vote for down party tickets or down ballot tickets within the party, and before this moment you were just like, oh, well, I can't vote for Joe Biden, that's a pass. I understand. Fair enough. At least you're still planning to vote. It's more the folks that are not planning to. But again, those people aren't generally watching this stuff. But what they are going to watch is this, Kamala Harris's first speech.
I love you, Joe.
As a candidate for president in 2024. Let's jump past the love fest.
Please acknowledge some extraordinary national leaders who are also dear friends, both to the president and to me. Governor John Carney, where are you? There you are. And his wife, they are here. Senator Tom Carper, my former colleague, and his wife is all
Love fest, love fest.
Great
love
state
fest.
of Delaware is here. Lisa.
Love fest, love fest. Great
and
energy.
I know everyone here has seen these elected leaders in this very campaign office on a regular basis, from offices
Meat and
across our
potatoes
nation.
time.
So Doug and I wanted to stop by today to thank everybody and to express just what we know to be true. You all have been working so hard. The people in this office have been working so hard. And you have given so much of yourselves, long days and nights, what you are sacrificing in terms of the time you could be spending with other friends and other family. And you're giving yourselves to our country because you love our country and you love Joe and you love me, and we know that. And so today, just right after Joe made his announcement, it was important for me to continue with his role of leadership in this office, of like him, who has said for many, many months, and I say it today, thank you all so very much for what you are doing and what you will continue. I just have to say, I love Joe Biden. I love him, as Julie always says, and I've been an extraordinary. And we are all here because we love our country, right? And we believe in our foundational principles. We believe in freedom and opportunity and justice, not for some, but for all.
Here we go.
And so we have 106 days until Election Day, and in that time we have some hard work to do. And as JOD always reminds us, we can do hard things. JOD has been such an incredible leader of this team, and that is why I have just asked her to run my campaign, and she has accepted.
All right, so they're keeping the same team together. That makes sense.
And so over the next 106 days, we are going to take our case to the American people, and we are going to win.
Here we go.
We are going to win. And so now I'm getting back to you, Joe. I will tell you, it has been one of the greatest honors of my life, truly, to serve as vice president to our president, Joe Biden, with Joe in the Oval Office, while he would bring members of both sides of the aisle and talk and listen and help them see what they may have in common.
All right, first up, she's praising Joe Biden here. Fine. But I would like to see somebody expressing in no uncertain terms and understanding that Republican politicians are not your friends, nor should they be. Because if they are, you're friends with bigots. You don't work with these people because they cannot be trusted. I don't even mean that to pick a fight. I mean that just in terms of planning out your day. If you're counting on a Republican to do something they said, unless there is a threat of disaster should they fail to do it, they won't do it. Working with people on both sides of the aisle. No. Nope. Lindsey Graham, you don't work with him. Mitch McConnell, you don't work with him. No, you just don't. You don't. Now, look, I realize I'm saying that from a perspective that's over here sitting on my hands while they're doing the job. And they're talking about things like passing a budget bill. But they're talking about it in the context of, oh, we're working with some of them to avoid the nightmare stuff the others are trying to do. And I don't think the main message that we need right now is, oh, look, there's some forgivable Republicans. Dude, they're part of the villain party. If you have to work with them, fine. I get it. That's not something we talk about proudly. That is not something we hold up as a virtue. If you're holding it up as a virtue, you're not addressing the sincerity of the threat they represent. But I'm not trying to be a wet blanket on the coconut party just yet. All right? I'm still 100% behind Kamala. I'm just live reacting to this thing, and I don't like hearing, oh, I'm so proud of how we worked with these Nazi.
And how we can actually work towards solutions. And because
Not
of
with
their
Republicans.
confidence in
They
Joe,
don't want solutions.
these accomplishments occurred.
Nah,
Joe
they
has
betrayed
stood
Joe
up
every
for
chance they
democracy
could.
and stood up first together as state attorneys general. And back then, Bo would often tell me stories about his dad. And he would talk about the kind of father
She
and the
worked
kind
with Bo Biden. I'm jumping ahead. I want to hear about what she's going to do. Well, I might be jumping ahead. That this video play? Okay, wait a minute. That's a serious look and a big applause line. Let's see what she said. Apparently, the world's most challenging ask of a computer is to load a YouTube video.
Room and seeing him on the global stage with world leaders. President Joe Biden fights for the American people, and we are deeply, deeply grateful for his service to our nation.
Jumping ahead. Understand that I am giving her way more opportunities to say something of interest, to say something of substance than the average person will. We're halfway through the speech. I want her to say why Trump is bad, why Republicans are bad because they are, and we need to address them as such, why they are the opposition, why their vision for America will hurt you because it will, and why the Democrats' vision for America will help you. Further, I want her to explain, what are Democrats going to do to the fucking that the U.S. Supreme Court, appointed by Republicans, the conservative psychopath Supreme Court, has given America.
In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds.
Here we go. Hey, hi, I'm back on board. Get him, Kamala. Yes. Oh, give him the cat eyes, too. This is what I came here for.
Predators who abused women. Fraudsters who ripped off consumers. Cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And this is what we wanted. This is what we wanted. Make the case, prosecutor. Go get him.
And in this campaign, I will proudly put my record against his. As a young prosecutor, when I was in the Alameda County District Attorney's Office in California, I specialized in cases involving sexual abuse. Okay. Donald Trump was found liable by a jury. As Attorney General of California, I took on one of our country's largest profit colleges and put it out of business. Donald Trump ran a for-profit college, Trump University, was forced to pay $25 million to the students it scammed.
First of all, perfect eyes right there. Listen to how she did this in a previous political ad as well. Notice that she, in general, puts for-profit colleges in the crosshairs. She makes sure you know that in general, the very concept of a for-profit college is bad. Good. Good. These are the terms we should be talking in. Not, which there was a very specific college, a very specific for-profit college that very specifically in this case was doing something. No, she said, I went after these for-profit colleges and I got them, mother. Trump ran one of these shady places. Good.
As
like
district attorney,
brothel.
to go after polluters, I created one of the first environmental justice units in our nation.
Boom! Environmental justice.
Donald
That's what
Trump
I want to hear.
Stood.
One of these motherfuckers dumps a bunch of chemicals in a lake. They are doing an injustice against you. They're fucking up your environment for their wallet. Go, Kamala.
In Mar-a-Lago, and told big oil lobbyists he would do their bidding for a $1 billion campaign contribution.
Bada boom.
During the foreclosure crisis, I took on the big Wall Street banks and won $20 billion for California families. Holding those banks accountable for fraud, Donald Trump was just found guilty of 34 counts of fraud. Guilty! Guilty! But make no mistake, all of that being said, this campaign is not just about us versus Donald Trump.
Republicans.
There is more to this campaign than that.
Go down ballot.
Our campaign has always been about two different versions of what we see as the future of our country, two different visions for the future of our country.
Right.
One focused on the future, the other focused on the past. Donald Trump wants to take our country backward to a time before many of our fellow Americans had full freedoms and rights. But we believe in a brighter future that makes room for all Americans. We believe in a future where every person has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. We believe in a future where no child has to grow up in poverty, where every person can buy a home, start a family, and build wealth, and where every person has access to paid family leave and affordable child care. Future we see, right, to build a nation where every person has affordable health care, where every worker is paid fairly, and where every senior can retire with dignity. All of this is to say, building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency. Because we here know when our middle class is strong, America is strong. And we know that's not the future Donald Trump is fighting for.
Good.
He and his...
Yeah! And she's having fun with it.
He and his Extreme Project
so
2025 will weaken and bring us backward. Please do note that. Back to the failed, trickle-down policies that gave huge tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations and made working families pay the cost.
Mentioning essentially that Reaganomics
Back to policies that put Social Security and Medicare on the chopping block. Back to policies that treat health care as only a privilege for the wealthy instead of what we all know it should be.
Hell yeah.
Which is a right for every American. Right. America has tried
That's a strong
these
hint
economic
about
policies
progressive
before.
policies.
They do not lead to prosperity.
Bodes well.
They lead to inequity and economic injustice. And we are not going back. We are not going back.
Yes. What a good slogan. We are not going back. Oh, I'm in the K-Hive, baby. I'm in the K-Hive. I'm going to be weirdly into
Our
it
fight
for
for
the
the
next 3
future is
months.
also a fight for
100
freedom.
days.
Generations
106.
of Americans before us have led the fight for freedom, from our founders to our framers, to the abolitionists and the suffragettes, to the freedom riders and farm workers. And now I say, team, the baton is in our hands. We who believe in the sacred freedom to vote. We who are committed to fight to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act and the Freedom to Vote Act. We who believe in the freedom to live safe from gun violence. And that's why we will work to pass universal background checks, red flag laws, and an assault weapons ban.
She's crushing it. This is exactly what we need. Why are Democrats good? Why are Republicans bad? What is she planning on doing to help us as a nation?
We who will fight for reproductive freedom, knowing if Trump gets the chance, he will sign a national abortion ban to outlaw abortion in every single state, but we are not going to let that happen.
Yes, sir.
It is this team here that is going to help in this November to elect a majority of members of the United States Congress who agree the government should not be telling a woman what to do with her body.
Just fantastic.
And when Congress passes a law to restore reproductive freedoms, as President of the United States, I will sign it into law.
Also good that she's making sure it's clear that we need the Congress there.
We the people.
Indeed, we the people. So ultimately, to all the friends here, I say, in this election, we know we each face a question: what kind of country do we want to live in? A country of freedom, compassion, and rule of law?
Yes.
Or a country of chaos, fear, and hate?
No.
You all are here because you as leaders know we each, including our neighbors and our friends and our family, we each as Americans have the power to answer that question. That's the beauty of it, the power of the people. We each have the ability to answer that question. So in the next 106 days, we have work to do. We have doors to knock on. We have people to talk to. We have phone calls to make. And we have an election to win. So are you ready to get to work?
Yes, ma'am.
Do we believe in freedom?
Yes,
Do we
ma'am.
believe in opportunity?
Yes, ma'am.
Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we willing to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America and Joe Biden.
I think we got a pretty good chance in November, gang. I want to say one other thing. It's going to be nice if Kamala wins, because we get to keep our democracy and because we might actually fix some really horrible things about America. But also, it'll be nice that Hillary Clinton won't get to be the first female president, and that the first black female president will not just be the first black female president. She'll also be the first female president. She'll be ticking multiple categories at once. It's a small thing. It's a small thing. And frankly, it's got nothing to do with why I was glad she's in the race. It just occurred to me recently. It'll be nice that there's not like this order of operations anymore, where it's like first it's nothing but white men, and then you get somebody who's one thing, and then you get somebody who's another thing, and it's like it goes like white, black man, lady, white lady, black lady, and then like a decade later, somebody of this, that, or the other thing, like some kind of an Asian or whatever. Well, with Kamala Harris, we're getting a lady of Asian descent, of black descent, of whatever other kinds of things. I don't know the entirety of her background, and that's kind of the point. It's nice that at least part of this country, there's going to be a bunch of asterisks when it comes to interesting facts about first times about President Harris. But really what's exciting about her is that she is a prosecutor running against a convicted felon, and that convicted felon is a genuine monster, is a vile creature that cannot be president again. And now we have a candidate who is prepared to whip him at the podium, wherever. He's already talking about running scared from the debate, the coward. It's amazing. Good time to be a decent human being in the United States of America. Yeah, just genuinely a good time. Coconut Gang, right here. Go Kamala, keep it up. Great speech. Gave a lot of props to Joe Biden. Laid out the case for what is wrong with Republicans' vision of America, which is a hellhole, and laid out what she will do to make America better. Went against, brought up trickle-down economics. So glad to hear that being addressed broadly. It has been a disastrous idea. The Laffer curve is nonsense. It's great to hear a mainstream, frankly, if I'm going to be real with you, boring centrist Dem acknowledge that. This is the start of a new day, at least for Democrats. I like it so far. All right, gang. I'm sorry I didn't get to chat with you much. Didn't get to go through comments. Saucy Seawitch, good to see you. Wicked Foxy Dragon, hello. The Anti-Corporatist, hello. Wireless Mike, Selena, Mary, good to see y'all. I am so sorry that our video was a little bit weak. I'll work on that. But hey, good news. We got somebody who generally has a great connection coming up. This stream will end by jumping into the Letter Hacks stream. I'll see you there. This has been WYCD Wicked. That stands for what's on the screen right there. That's what you can do. My name's Jake. This is Donald James X.